Veronica. In our next story, a disturbing video is making rounds online, and it shows a young domestic worker accusing her employer of harvesting her eggs for unknown purposes. You need to see this, guys.
How old are you?
I'm 16 years, ma'am. Whenever I'm on my period, they'll take me to the hospital, they'll chook some injections, they'll give me some drugs that I'm going to take for 5 days.
Why didn't you speak up?
No, I've not spoken to anybody because I know that if she's going to just take my life. That's why I don't need to speak to anybody.
So how did you know where did she take you to?
She take me to...
How did she take you there and they remove your egg?
She take me to the hospital.
What did they do to you before
they removed my egg? I overheard her. They took me injection. I overheard her telling the doctor that they're going to remove 3 eggs from my womb.
I'm sure, as you can see, for lack of time, we can't play the video, but as you can see, the young girl is clearly very visibly distressed, and she says that every month, when it's time for her cycle, her madam takes her to go and get her eggs removed, and she's overheard conversations where they are planning this. But egg donation is a common practice in Western countries to assist couples and individuals who are struggling with infertility, but it's typically done with the informed consent and medical oversight. Now, if these troubling allegations are actually true, it of course raises serious ethical and legal concerns regarding the coercion and abuse of domestic workers. I hate to see it. Let's take a look at social media. Sami Ugonabo says, these videos are basically useless without dropping the names of the madam and hospital for quick action. I agree, civilian journalism should have a purpose. Balatic says, this is a type of human stroke organ trafficking and should be taken up by the authorities. This is a very serious allegation. When young people call for help like this, we must step in and protect them. In another story, I don't know if I can call this entertainment news, you guys, but the veteran Nollywood actor Jide Kosoko has weighed in on the long-standing controversy surrounding sex for roles in the Nigerian movie industry. Now, speaking candidly, he acknowledged that some producers make sexual demands of actresses, and in some cases, some willingly comply to this in order to secure roles. He pointed out the transactional nature of Nollywood, where opportunities are sometimes tied to personal favors rather than pure talent. Let's take a look at what he had to say.
Introduce anything to you. If you are not interested, say no. But if you want that role, by all means, all this sex for roles thing, forget about it. I know some ladies that equally come into the industry with determination that by the time I sleep with this and sleep with that and sleep with that, I will get my name. I know of some popular actresses. I know of even a magistrate. Nobody can force me to say it.
No, we don't.
I'm saying it voluntarily. How will you accept to go and sleep?
I'm going to take one tweet on this story. Efama says, the insinuation that those women who decide to sleep with directors for roles don't have a choice and any agency of their own is false. They know what they want and how to get it, probably also at the expense of better actresses who perhaps would have been better at these roles. Before I hand over to my crew, I'd like to ask you guys, please, to chime in on the conversation with an interesting perspective or anything you'd like to share with us. Tag us with the hashtag trending now on TVC on any social media platform. I promise you that we are listening. Ibrahim and Etoma, we are seeing the objectification and exploitation of women in both of these stories. If you can just give me a quick take.
I would like to comment on the egg harvesting story. You know, if it is not done with the consent of the girls, then it's criminal. That the girls have come out to say this is as good as going to the police station to lodge a complaint. Yeah, the authorities should investigate and get to the bottom of it. That is the kind of exploitation that is really dangerous, and it has to be taken care of immediately.
I'm also interested on the same story because I don't know when Nigeria will now become Libya, where, you know, organ harvesting is something that has been going on in that country, especially since the fall of Gaddafi. Everyone is just doing whatever it is that they like to do. So this is against the medical breach. It's also against the Human Trafficking Act 2015 in Nigeria. So whoever is responsible for this, the madam, as the lady has alleged, she has to be investigated. This matter has to be investigated, and anyone who is found culpable, whether the doctor, whoever courts among them, they should be brought to justice. as soon as possible.
Oh, yes.
Right. I think the first question I even want to ask is I hope the girl is safe wherever she is, making this confession and talks about this. People need to rally around her and ensure she's safe. Now, let me move over to Jide Kosoko's story. I see that a lot of people are castigating him, saying that there are things that elders shouldn't say, this and that. He is in the industry and he's saying these things happen. And we know, I was once in the industry and I know what happens. And so some of the things he has said in that statement that he made is true. And he said something. If you are not forced or if you do not want to do it, you can choose not to. So there are those who are desperate and decide that, you know what, I will do all it takes to be known, to be popular, to do whatever. And he said that there are those who are doing that. But it is now left to you to decide, I do not want to be this, or I do not want to be part of whatever is going on. The rot going on in that industry. So why people are coming for him is what I do not understand. Saying that there are things that he should have taken to the grave, it's better to die an honorable man. He's telling you the truth. Why don't you want to hear it?
And that silence is what stifles us. That silence is what
did he paint? He only told you what is done.
Just said the
white
truth.
and black.
Finish.
Yeah. So the thing is, this is actually, you know, a battle between ego, value, and all of that. So the question I'll be asking is, where is our own self-value? Must you be so desperate to become, you know, famous? I even call some of these people celebrities, because sometimes what they do behind the scene, what they do even on the scene is just out of it.
It's subjective.
Well,
you may think it is not desperate, but some see it as a way of making their way into the industry.
Where is the ethics? Where is the value?
As far as I'm concerned, for this particular issue, Jide Kosoko is an authority. He is that kind of person that should say something like this and make it very clear. I started watching him when I was in secondary or primary school. He has been there forever, and he knows the industry in and out. You know, what he was saying about women that come in there and say, look, I will sleep with this person and all that to get the role that I want, is the same thing that happens in universities too. You know?
Sex for marks.
Yeah, they do that too. So I don't know why anybody should criticize him.
Anyway, we'll have to leave the conversation here now, but thank you, Olamide, for bringing us
You are welcome
stories.
back, Veronica.
Thank you once again. Well, this is where we have to draw the curtains on the program for today. Let's let you know that the views and reactions of all our resource persons are theirs and have no connection with TVC News. Up next is Your View with the Ladies, and afterwards is This Morning with Yori Folarin. Do stay safe. Bye for now.